Next up, we have Les Robinson from Brown Warwatch. Les?
Hello everybody. I have a question for you. Are we ready to work to get the war profiteers off our backs and out of our pockets?
Yes!
Yes.
My name is Les Robinson, co-president of Brown Warwatch. Today I'm speaking to you on behalf of Just Peace RI. Of the $14 trillion, that's trillion dollars with a T, the Pentagon has spent since the start of the war in Afghanistan, up to 1/2 of that total has gone to military contractors. A huge chunk to just 5 corporations: Lockheed Martin, Boeing, General Dynamic, Raytheon, and Northrop Grumman. Lockheed Martin's Pentagon contracts in 2020 were 1.5 times the total budget of the State Department and the Agency for International Development. 1.5 times for the same year. Wartime contracting waste, fraud, and abuse is out of control. This morning I was reading numbers in reports such as 30 billion and 60 billion. Just think of the schools and the hospitals and the infrastructure for climate resiliency that we could be building with that money right here in Rhode Island. So Rhode Island, I have a question for you. Are we ready to end the war profiteers' destruction of our democracy?
Yes.
Yes!
Weapons makers have spent $2.5 billion on lobbying over the past 2 decades. $2.5 billion. Employing on average over 700 lobbyists per year over the past 5 years. That is more than 1 lobbyist for every member of Congress. Are we ready to end the maiming of our beautiful young men and women who serve in these futile wars? Are we ready?
Yes.
As veterans continue to bear the huge physical and mental cost from wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, the costs of caring for post 9/11 war vets will reach $2.5 trillion by the year 2050. $2.5 trillion. Are we ready to get the war profiteers off our back and out of our pockets?
Yes.
Some estimates show that the interest bill from the post 9/11 wars, the borrowings to fund these wars, will be $6.5 trillion by 2050. And that's before they march us into this new Cold War with China. That's before they march us into the China. That's the wars they've already borrowed on. So I ask you, are we ready? Are we ready?
Yes.
Well, Rhode Island, we have got off to a big start, let me tell you. We have got off to a big start. Here in Rhode Island, we are advancing legislation to divest the state pension funds from the war profiteers. Local Rhode Island activists who walk amongst you and stand next to you and behind you wrote this grassroots legislation. We have received generous support from Rhode Island House and Senate members who've sponsored our bills. The peace community, all of you have submitted dozens of letters in support of this legislation, and you lit up the State House phone boards at the congressional hearings. and now we've received national support from CODEPINK. We have to let the politicians right here who stand up for the war profiteers know that we are ready. We are ready for change, and we are ready to get the war profiteers off our backs and out of our pockets. But we've run into the same old corrupt Rhode Island political tools. You know them well. You've seen them before. You know the story, the held for further study bullshit. You know the story well. You've seen it. Tricks that only help the war profiteers and not the beloved communities of this great state of Rhode Island. So now we're looking to build upon this inspired and powerful start, and we need every one of you to come and help us with our efforts. So please sign up and stay connected to the campaign to divest the state pension funds from the war profiteers, so that we can finally get these criminals off our backs and out of our pockets. Thank you and bless you.